Who's heard of the saying, if you do a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life? Raise your hands. Quite a few of you. It's a great saying, right? It's so heartwarming to think there's a job out there that you can choose that will mean a lifetime of happiness. I'm here to tell you that that quote has got it all wrong. At the age of 24, I quit my nice, safe, respectable job as a pharmacist to pursue my dreams of building my own business, Lisa Study Guides. Lisa Study Guides provides high school students English and literature tutoring. And 3 years on, we've helped tens and thousands of students. I can now safely say I've been lucky enough to have achieved more than I ever thought I could. But there are many, many days where what I do feels like work. Us millennials, we get a bad rap, and it's not hard to see why. Nearly half of the baby boomer generation stayed at their jobs for longer than 20 years, yet a millennial is expected to have 7 different careers during their lifetime and up to 30 different jobs. We're the generation characterised by short attention spans, ADHD, self-importance bordering on narcissism, privilege coming out of our ears, and bellies full of $17 smashed avocado. But what's even more different is the environment we've grown up in. Due to government initiatives in the 90s, we've grown up to messages that improved self-esteem. So messages like, you can do something you love, or be all you can be. Every night we read on our news feeds about some young teenager who's developed a swanky new app and has made them a millionaire overnight. Everywhere, our friends share highlight reels of their lives. So we see the beautiful holidays they go on, the new expensive car they've just bought, and the gorgeous house they've just moved into. But what these newsfeed stories don't say, what these self-esteem programs don't tell us, is that there is no silver bullet job out there that's going to keep us constantly happy. There's no magical job out there that's going to make you feel like you're not working. You know the one I'm talking about. The one where you say to yourself, if I could just be a blogger and travel the world, or if I could just build my own startup and sell the company for millions, if I could just do this and be paid this, that would make me so happy. For me, the romanticized illusion of becoming my own boss meant working from the latest trendy cafe, typing away into the night, and waking up whenever I wanted to. But that illusion has well and truly worn out. Don't get me wrong, I love what I do, and I'm really proud of the company I've built. But let's rewind back to Valentine's Day 2017. I'd been able to almost triple the number of people in my team in the prior 2 months, growing from a team of 18 tutors to a team of 50. The company was the biggest it had ever been, with customers bursting from the seams. I should have been so happy, so proud. In the morning, my boyfriend surprised me with a bunch of roses, and we were looking forward to a romantic date. But I can tell you that it was not the date I signed up for. You know what happened instead? I spent the entire morning crying. I broke down because I felt so overwhelmed and tired. Tired of feeling chronically unhappy with what I was doing. Tired of wondering why everything felt like work when I'd been promised happiness. And tired because I couldn't understand why I was so unhappy, despite achieving my goals. The truth is, when you do a job you love, it will eventually feel like work. Because our happiness doesn't last a lifetime. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. And according to this theory, despite major negative or positive life events, like becoming your own boss, humans tend to return to a baseline level of happiness. So that friend who's traveling the world vlogging, or your other friend who just bought that expensive new car, well, their happiness levels will eventually sink to baseline too. Humans are always needing more, and it's not a bad thing. Because on the flip side, there are people in jobs that make them deeply, emphatically unhappy. They often feel utterly trapped, so much so we've invented a term for this phenomenon called the golden handcuffs, describing a job that chains us to it with its stability. These jobs feel like work through and through, and they're a means to an end, to power our hobbies, to fuel our weekends, and to fill out our superannuation nest. So, unlike happiness, which can be fleeting, feelings of unhappiness and unfulfillment are like pools of quicksand, where you just sink deeper and deeper. So, if work feels like work, and pursuing your passions will eventually feel like work, well, where does that leave us? Are we doomed to a life of monotony? If you'd asked my younger self what I wanted to do, I would have told you I wanted to become my own boss. But I had achieved that. And on that Valentine's Day, I realized that achieving this goal wasn't designed to keep me happy. What people don't tell us is that when we set goals, we're wearing glasses with rose-coloured lenses. Our goals are our answer to happiness. Only once had I achieved this dream of becoming my own boss, did I see that in reality, it was pockmarked with discontent. And this is always going to be the case with any goal we set for ourselves. Interestingly, when I look at the most successful people in my life, I notice they all share one common trait. They're all discontent in some way. Discontent with their work, discontent with their lives, discontent with the problems they face. But this small amount of discontent is healthy for them because it fuels them. See, what people don't tell us is we have two options. You can either let discontent settle in, become the norm and weigh you down, gnaw away at you like it did for me, and insidiously make you unhappy. Or you can let it fuel you to continually change, grow, evolve, and disrupt yourself over and over again. What I didn't realize was when I quit being a pharmacist, it was my discontent that fueled me. As a pharmacist, I hated working the 9 to 5, felt underappreciated, and saw few career prospects awaiting me. So, I eliminated all of this by becoming my own boss. But once I became my own boss, I discovered new and different things that made me discontent. I was discontent with the fact that LISA study guides could only help a few thousand students each year because tutors could only help so many students at one time. I was discontent with the fact that LISA study guides wasn't making the widespread impact on education as I had hoped. And so, of course, I couldn't have known all of these things when I had my big romantic vision of being my own boss. And that's the problem with messages like, you can do something you love, or be all you can be. It's a problem when an idealistic quote says, if you do a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life, because it implies that once you hit that goal, your life suddenly becomes static, frozen in time. It's a problem because it projects this unattainable vision of being continuously happy forever once you reach a certain point. When I finally understood this, I started to let my discontent fuel me towards a new vision. My new goal has been building my second business, Edie. Edie is an artificially intelligent tutor bot who is able to support more students than LISA study guides ever could in 100 years. I'm excited to see the impact Edie will have on modern education, especially on a global scale. I'm excited to achieve this dream because I know that once I do, it's not going to be the end. There will be new discontentment awaiting me, new smears of reality, new frustrations that will propel me onwards towards a new, big, romantic goal. So, it's okay if work feels like work, because behind the rosy lens of our dream job, we see that even there, Our happiness ebbs and flows. But there's a hidden champion amongst the allure and glamour of our dreams: discontent. There's something liberating about knowing that it's not the end goal that keeps us happy, because we're now free to enjoy the process itself, the process of chipping away the areas of discontentment in our lives. It's discontentment that keeps us in the continual pursuit of change and self-disruption. And it is within this that we find happiness, by creating a life truly of our own design. This is the romantic date I signed up for. Thank you.